Hello and welcome to the Generative AI for Leaders full course by Intellipaat. In 2023, generative AI became the fastest adopted technology in history. Tools like ChatGPT reached 100 million users in just a few months, something that took the internet and smartphones years to achieve. But what's even more interesting is who is using generative AI today. Global consulting firms use it to draft strategy documents. Banks use it to analyze financial reports and identify risk patterns. Marketing teams use it to create campaigns in hours instead of weeks, and leaders use it to make smarter, faster, and data driven decisions. This clearly shows one thing: generative AI is no longer optional, it's becoming a core leadership skill. In this course, we will explore generative AI from a leadership and business perspective. You will understand how generative AI actually works, explained in simple, non technical language, how it is being used across business functions like finance, marketing, HR, and strategy, how leaders can use Gen AI tools to improve decision making, productivity, and execution. So, this course is designed for business leaders and senior managers, founders and entrepreneurs, product managers, consultants, and finance professionals, and anyone responsible for making strategic decisions. No technical background is required. This course is not about algorithms or complex math. It is about using AI as a leadership advantage. So, without wasting any time, let's get started.
This is your agenda. We are going to discuss the fundamentals of AI, fundamentals of machine learning, fundamentals of deep learning, Gen AI. Gen AI is the main goal for us, but yes, since these are the sub parts of artificial intelligence only, so it's very important for us to understand each and everything. And I'm going to move to the very first slide. Okay. In general, what do you think? What is artificial intelligence? Now, I'll just ask you one thing. So, we generally, it does not matter whether the application is an Instagram or is something else, we get updates. Updates bring out new features. Let's say, we'll go back some time. The reel function was not available in Instagram, correct? I believe when TikTok arrived, okay, then somewhere replicating that, Instagram also introduced its features of reel. Before that, it wasn't. Now, I would like to ask you one thing. While they were working on a feature that was not released to the users, okay, and when they were about to release that feature, have they made Instagram down? Have they stopped Instagram for some time? Have they stopped everybody's account and then manually they added that feature in the code for everybody? No, correct? The application was continuously up and running. They just added something new in the code, and that code opened a new section in your Instagram application with the reel icon. Correct? With like, comment, and share button. And now we have a repost feature too. So there was no manual intervention required for each and every account to be done. So there is what at the back, okay. So let's say there was a code, okay. What? There was a code here. The code was added with a new feature, okay. Then this code was to be released as an update to the Instagram application on your Play Store or your App Store. Correct? So what happens at the back end? The new feature, the new code also has to be compiled up. Correct? It has to be built. Where now during these processes, let's take a rough idea. No need to understand what the technicality I'm explaining right now, but yes, take a rough idea. Okay. So this code has to be checked, it has to be tested, I would say. Okay. It has to be built. Build means compiled with the required libraries. Now, whenever a program syntax is written, okay, let's say you took an application called as VS Code. Any application that helps the developers to write code. Let's take it in this way. So you would be aware of, you would have somewhere seen that code or a very blur image you might have in your mind. You might have seen somebody's else PC if you have never worked on development, you're coming from construction or finance. But you would have some idea, okay, there is code written, the syntax is written. when these syntax are run, or basically are made run, what happens? Our application gets pop out of it. So there are many tools involved in between. Okay, correct libraries should be present so that the software on which you are coding can understand the syntax that you are writing. Correct. So my whole point of conveying this is that there are many processes in between, okay, where whenever you add a new feature or you're creating an application from the scratch, okay, every time they don't do these steps manually. They all fit these, like, these options within a pipeline. And this pipeline is automated. This pipeline is automated. So as soon as they add a new code, they hit the enter button or they do some activity, all these actions